All right, so we'll call this to order. It's I got 6:01 on my computer, but relatively close here too. So let's dispense with the first order of business is the warrants, right?
Yeah.
You got the numbers for the warrants?
It should be in the email that I sent.
Yeah, I just had another email up. All right, so I'll entertain a motion for payroll warrant number 22, $327,428.20. General expense warrant 1054 for $249,431.40, and school expenses number 1053 for $86,312.11.
Motion to approve.
I'll second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Anything else on financial stuff? We're good? That's all I see on that.
Yeah.
All right. So, Nancy, let's talk about your you wanted to know the pay and so thanks for coming back. I really appreciate that. It's
You're welcome.
huge relief to us.
Thank you, Nancy.
You're welcome.
So you were you had said $32 an hour is what you were looking for. Is that
Well, minimum, yeah.
okay? So I'll agree that that should be probably the minimum. And I see that you have other numbers here for other things. So what we were hoping was that you could clean it up and handle all the stuff that you were supposed to handle from before. And then we've posted, because we think we have somebody internally that would like the position. And we were hoping that you could train the person to do the job correctly. And we will pay you the hourly amount. And I think, did you see that email, John?
Which one?
Nancy sent us an email about wanting to know what we kind of wanted from her to do now, and she gave us that $32 an hour would be her minimum hourly, but then 40 to 50 was the price range that, if I understand correctly, that you had done in other places when you come back on this interim type.
Correct.
training.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really
I
sure
didn't-
how long you were interested in someone, and were you interested in just warrants or day-to-day cleanup, get ready for 2021? It's a busy time of year.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Yeah.
knew that. And
4 to
and-
5 years. 4 to 5 years, Nancy.
Oh, oh, okay.
No, and our thinking was this was the optimal time because it is so busy, and if we could find somebody for you to train, that they would be training and learning everything, and we wouldn't have to like try to call you back, and we could probably, it'll probably be overload and a lot at the beginning, but we thought that you could probably cover the most at this busy time.
Yep, well, and it's kind of a down time.
Yeah, so if you could just handle everything that you would normally handle as a full-time town accountant.
Okay,
And then if we identify somebody, we would hope that you would be available to train them, because we've come to learn that your methods are probably the best. So
thank you.
at least I've never had any problem with you in the years that you were there and I were there at the same time. So I think that you run it the way it should be run, and I'd like the person that takes over to do the same. So
Okay,
and to that end, I would, if you would be okay with the 40, I would make a motion to pay the $40 an hour for the work that you performed, including training in person. Is that all right with you?
me?
Yeah.
Yes, that's fine.
All right.
could I ask that I get something in writing? I did sign those warrants, but all I have right now to date is a verbal, which I don't know whether it hold up anywhere or not, if it needed to, because I did sign the warrants.
That you were appointed as a town accountant?
Correct.
Yep, we'll do that.
Yeah, and
I'll
if-
put it in writing and make the appointment back to last week.
Okay, that's great. Just to protect you and me.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Um,
She's already covering her bases. See that?
yeah,
Yeah, I learned.
yeah, covering our bases, John.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, so I made that motion, John, $40 an hour for services performed.
Motion made.
All right, so then I will then second, I guess. So all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, anything else we need, Nance?
Nope, I will just continue to communicate through emails, correct?
Yep, that's good.
Okay,
Yep, and we meet in this forum every Tuesday night, so if you need to talk to us outside of an email for any reason, we're here on this forum.
all right. Sounds good.
Great,
Okay.
thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Do you have a key, Nance?
I do have keys. I am all
Okay.
set. Yep, if there's anything else, I will get back to you. I did get 5 casters because the chair was broken.
Yeah, all right, yeah, let us know if there's anything you need. We'll make sure you get what you need.
All righty, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
What's next, Ashley?
There was going to be approval of the pilot agreements, but I never heard back from the assessors. I know that it had gone to town council, and I was just waiting for confirmation that the checks that they sent were in the right amount. So I don't know if you want to put it off another week until I get correct, verify that those pilots are all set and that we have the right amount of money.
Yes, I want confirmation that town council has reviewed them
Reviewed,
and approved,
yeah.
and that the correct amount is there, then we'll sign.
Okay, then we'll push off to next week.
Yep.
Okay.
I have a question. Solar stuff.
Okay.
We're supposed to be getting decommissioning bonds from each of those. I didn't see anything in, I read partially one of them.
Mhm.
It didn't say anything about decommissioning money in there. Is that separate?
I'll check on that. I'll ask the assessors. Because the assessors have been the ones really to deal with it all. They just were in contact with me because you guys need to approve them, but I'll ask that tomorrow and see what they say and get back to you on that.
This is the pilot, John, is the payment in lieu of taxes agreement. So that's the agreement between the
Yep.
town and the solar to pay us a certain amount of money instead of being taxed on personal property taxes.
Right.
So I don't know that the
Yep.
decommissioning bond would be in that document. It would more likely be in the agreement that the town has. Well, are there any other agreements
Well,
we
the
have with them?
The planning board gave them, stipulations, but how are we supposed to track that as the planning board?
Yeah.
It would have to come to either us or to the assessors for the decommissioning, because it goes by how many megawatts the bond is. So we don't have anything from the planning board, what they're doing, and I don't know how we would collect it.
Yeah, look into that, Ashley, to
I
see
will.
if there's any other agreement that we have in place with these solar people to enforce the decommissioning bond, or if it needs to go into the pilot to be enforceable, or to prove that they have it. We need proof that they have it.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
And anyone that comes in after these three, they have to come up with cash, not a bond
Well,
per megawatt. That was agreed to by the town last year through the planning board. We put it right in there, the solar agreements, that they can't do a bond, because you don't know who's going to keep track of these bonds over 20 years. And if they let them go, if they don't pay the bond yearly, it could lapse, and then we got nothing to decommission these things. That went through the planning board.
yep, yeah. Well, that was a zoning bylaw change, right? That we
Yes.
had approved at town meeting.
Yeah, but we don't know how to enforce it or how to get the bond to us? Does it go to the assessors, the tax collector, or the
Yeah.
selectmen?
I'll ask
We
the
will-
assessors about it.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
will, and if you don't get an answer from them, then get in touch with town council and see how we handle making sure that a bond stays in place throughout the life of a solar field.
Okay.
We're gone, people are gonna forget about these things. You know, and 6, 8 years go by and we're all out of there. Who's gonna check on the bond, that they're still in place, you know?
Yeah, unless you can get a bond, the 20-year bond and pay the whole nut up front. And then the bond is good for 20 years.
That would be up to the solar, how they did it. I don't know.
Yeah, but then
Well,
you
what
have
if the
to,
bond company goes out of business?
yeah, that's true.
Right.
Could happen.
Yeah.
All right, we'll look into that for the next time and see if we can get those answers. What's next? What else do we got?
Bates Observatory was on the agenda, but I just had forgotten to take it off from 2 weeks ago. And then, so the next thing would just be Sheila
All right,
doing her thing.
we're ready.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Hi.
Hi. So I just wanted to start bringing in a Downtown Development Committee monthly Board of Selectmen report, so I can come report to you guys as to what we're doing. We have a lot of projects through Complete Streets, and we've been working on quite a few things, and I just want to make sure you guys are up to date on a monthly basis. I didn't realize that we actually had a northbrookfield.net page, and that I needed to put all of our minutes up on there. So I have all of our minutes for the last 2 years on there, as well as the strategic plans listed up there. And we're going to get all the rest of the minutes approved by next week. We lost our secretary, April. And so it's been a project for me to reformat all the minutes she gave me and get them all up online. And then I've become the secretary as well as the chair right now. So I had to type them all up. So I'm working on that. But in the meantime, I'd like to be able to give you a report. And I asked Ashley if she can put me on for the last Tuesday of the month and be able to give you guys a little update. So hopefully after this, it'll be a little quicker, and this should go pretty quick. So I did just type up a report and I sent it in to Ashley, so you guys will have a physical copy too. So the spring 2020 projects we've been working on have been to get Complete Streets Tier 2 updated. We submitted the Tier 2 prioritization plan to the Complete Streets portal, and we're currently waiting on the approval of that Tier 2 to Tier 3 status. We're in communication with Mass DOT to make any necessary adjustments in that Tier 2 in order for it to be approved to get to the Tier 3 status. These communications are standard, but there's been a little bit of a prolonged status due to some staff changes at Mass DOT and the COVID-19 issue as well. So they said it would have been done by now, but we've been on a little bit of a back order with that, I guess. So after we do gain that Tier 3 status, we'll be able to begin to choose the projects that we've already put in there and that we've applied for project funding. I think, Ashley, you've seen this and Jason has. The one thing that we wanted to make the Board of Selectmen aware of is that engineering costs are not covered by the project funding. And as a rule of thumb, usually these are about 10% of the total cost. So with the Complete Streets, we have probably, I don't know, somewhere between 25 and 30 projects. So we took a bunch of really big projects and dwindled them down into smaller pieces. That way we could be more applicable to funding. We're allowed to take those projects and apply for them yearly, and they're just under $500,000 worth of projects a year. So hopefully we can get somewhere between $300,000 and $450,000 worth of projects done. Like I said, the only thing that isn't covered on that is the engineering costs. So that might be something that we'd have to bring to Board of Selectmen and have you guys really look that over to see if it's something that you feel is valuable to the town when that happens. I just want you to be aware of that. So as part of that, Complete Streets, we need to consult with Ashley and Jason on it by project basis. regarding the timeline for submitting the application for project funding to Mass DOT. So that's on a yearly basis. And it sounds like Ashley has discussed this with the CMRPC, from what I understood from Gemma, that you talked to Ray, Ashley, and that you are a little bit have a little bit of an understanding as to how the application works. So I got CMRPC has met with Ashley and discussed the project application. And when the time comes, you can reach out to the CMRPC for support. So we'll work all together with that, but they said that you and Jason tend to approve some of that stuff.
Yeah, I never talked to anyone named Ray. They've never contacted me about Complete Streets, but obviously I'm here to help.
Okay.
Whatever I can, but.
All right. No, I'll reach out to them again too. That's what I got from Gemma, and they're all kind of disconnected because they're usually all in one office. So I'll reach out to her again and make sure that Ray reaches out to you so you guys can have at least a conversation.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with Complete Streets. So we're almost at tier 3, which is really good because once we get to tier 3, we can start choosing projects. And then it looks like we can apply for them for next year because this year would be too fast, I think. And we can start putting some of those projects in action, groundbreaking some stuff and getting some of those sidewalks reconditioned and stuff like that. We have a long way to go before then, but I wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. And it's some really good funding. So with regard to the park, we had been working on that a little bit too at the corner of School and North Main Street. So in the report, I have the NBDC has been working closely with CMRPC, Friends of the Townhouse, Council on Aging, and the NB Helps committees with regard to the layout of the park. We also received support from the NB Police Department by means of drone footage for aerial shots of the park area. This footage has been sent to the CMRPC for spec layouts to support the NBDDC and grant funding for phase 2 of the park, because we understand it's being redeveloped right now. And that's going to be probably a couple years off before we are able to do anything if we incorporate that in with the intersection development. So we're working to include that area in the overall redevelopment of the intersection of School, North Main Street, and Summer Street to create a versatile and pedestrian-friendly area that can encompass the global plan of the North Brookfield downtown area. We wanted to see a park area that can host the trail hikers, the seniors, theater attendees, and support the local businesses on Main Street, such as Vibram, the Adams Block, Union Block, town employees. We saw this as a great location for town residents and visitors to enjoy while making a lasting impression. So totally understand that it's being worked on right now and that, it's going to be, and that, the trees have all come down, and that I actually saw the Christmas tree up in there with the little Christmas ball on it. So looking like it's coming along really nicely. So we're excited about that too. We had a meeting a couple weeks ago where we welcomed Nadir Dijafari to the North Main Street. He's the gentleman you were talking about a little bit before the meeting started. He's the new owner of the Adams Block Real Estate Investment. We're really excited about him wanting to bring a really nice facade to the Adams Block building. It sounds like he's already got one business I know in there that has moving in. I think it's some kind of a designer, whether it's an interior designer next to the Bush Mountain stitchery place. And he's looking to fill a couple more spots in there, as well as the corner spot where the ATM was. So we're really excited to see some new businesses coming into town, and his passion to make the downtown area a little bit the facade a little nicer. So that's kind of exciting. We also updated the North Brookfield Downtown Development page on the northbrookfield.net site, as I was saying before. So I got the strategic plan updated and on there. We do have a little bit more work to fill out with the goals on that. Just as this C19 had hit, we had teams set up in our meetings where one of us was working on the Complete Streets with Gemma, and the other team had been filling out all the goals on the strategic plan. So we do need to finish that up. We're hoping to be able to finish that up in person. So we'll re-update that and upload that onto the site when that's done, but it is up there and it's just not finished at the end. Minutes should be all up to date by next week after we approve them. And we had also created a North Brookfield Downtown Development Committee Facebook page where we have some intentions to start to post videos on there and pictures of the downtown being redeveloped. So a couple other quick updates is Matt and Don Seidler had become members, but then they had to drop out of the DDC due to some personal issues that they were having in their family and stuff. And Glenna Stocks, she's actually on the NB Helps committee too. She's been asked to join the DDC committee. She's been coming to quite a few meetings. And from what I understand, she's already placed her commitment letter with the Board of Selectmen. So we look forward to having her on the committee. If she hasn't submitted that, I know she had brought it up to Ashley already. So
She did email me a request to join, so I put her on, and I'm going to have her sign that letter. And then
okay, great. Sure. So just a really quick, these are easy ones. Some of the summer fall projects we're working on is one of the strategic plan pieces is that we need to create a North Brookfield Business Economic Development Committee. So we're looking to grab all the businesses that are down there. Like Alex is the owner of the St. Jean's. I know we've got the Bush Stitchery gentleman. We've got Tori from Lotus. We've got the gentleman who runs the tattoo place, and get them all together to hopefully form a business committee so that they can bring anything that they would like to see in the downtown area to us. And then we can, again, bring that to the Board of Selectmen in case there's anything that we think that they might need in North Brookfield, because we want to make sure we have a good business development in the town.
Did you talk to Mr. Algo?
What's
Did you
that?
talk to Mr. Algo?
I haven't talked to any of them yet. We've been kind of under this COVID thing anyway, so I'd have to set up a Zoom meeting with them, and we had been really working on the complete street, so I haven't gotten to that. That's kind of my summer project, to get them all together, and maybe by fall we can start to develop that committee. So
Yeah.
that's
Well, he owns
my
that.
plan.
There.
Yeah,
He
I've met
owns the
him
building.
briefly. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, good.
yeah.
That's good to know too. So the other things that we had on there is working with the Board of Selectmen, Jason and Ashley, with regard to that 2021 prioritization of the Complete Streets grant projects. We want to do some studies of the historical items in the downtown area with regard to redevelopment for the safety of the pedestrians. One of the things we were curious on was the wall in front of the church, and whether or not we could continue the sidewalk eventually, possibly down that side, because it's really dangerous for people to be crossing back and forth. But we wanted to do some historical research on that wall before we even started to think about incorporating that into any kind of a project. We want to work on some parking issues in the downtown area, and also contact water and sewer with regard to coordinating these complete street projects. So we got quite a bit of stuff on our list, and we're hoping to be able to get a little bit of that done by fall, maybe October, November. It's a lot of stuff. So that's our scoop. We'll try to keep you updated monthly and let you know where we're at with everything, and it'll go quicker than this one just did, because it won't be as extensive, because I just gave you the scoop from the last 8 months or 9 months that we've been working. So you guys have any questions for me?
No, we talked the other day, so I'm pretty good. What do you got, John?
Okay.
Is he gonna start making supper for you or what? I saw he just came in there.
Oh no, I made supper. I'm waiting for this to get done so we can eat.
Oh, okay.
All right,
That was it.
good. Thanks. We'll keep in touch on the progress on some of the stuff, designs and thoughts and whatnot.
Okay, sounds good. And I'll make sure Ashley and Ray get in touch with each other too. I didn't realize from what Gemma had said, he had reached out to you. So yeah, there must be a misunderstanding in there somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'll make sure that gets settled up too. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you guys. Have a great
Good
night.
night.
Thank you.
What else do we have, Ashley? Anything else?
The only other thing was appointing Glenna Stocks to the Downtown Development Committee.
Yeah, so you have a letter on that? She had
Yeah.
a letter of intent?
Yeah.
Do you know Glenna at all, John?
I met her the other day downtown, first time.
Okay, yeah.
I couldn't really see her face, had a mask on, so.
Oh. Gonna be fashionably late. We're just taking up the issue of appointing Glenna Stocks to the Downtown Development Committee. Do you know Glenna at all?
I don't know that person.
She's on the North Brookfield Helps. I met her a couple of times at a couple of those meetings. So
I might know her. I don't know.
yeah, she has a business background. From what I understand, she runs her own business. Ashley, you have did she fill out that form and stuff like that?
No,
Give us any information?
she sent me an email and I would send her the form back to fill out so we can get all the proper signatures on it. We can wait if you want until we get that back.
What's your pleasure? I mean, I know her enough to feel comfortable appointing her, but if you guys want to wait, we'll.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. If you know her well enough and she's been on those other committees, I'm fine.
Yeah.
If you want to volunteer, I say go for it.
All
And
right.
I did verify with Sheila because usually when I get a request, I ask the committee if, they're comfortable with it, obviously. And Sheila was very excited to have Glenna on the committee, so.
Yeah. Yeah, she'll make a good addition, I'm sure. All right. So can I have a motion?
So moved.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Good. All right. Was there anything else, Ashley? Or
That's it.
there you go. Quick one.
Jason, did you need help getting on tonight, Jason? Because I could help you out next time if you want.
No, I was running late.
All right.
I actually got on quicker than usual. I knew where everything was this time.
There you go.
So
Good. Well, if we don't have any other business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mel, it's
moved.
time for public comment. Do you want to say anything? No, she's all set.
You're probably better off, John.
I know it.
All right, motion made.
Make a motion. Yeah, second.
All right. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, good night.
All right.
Thanks,
Good
guys.
night.